Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Conor Meanwell, and he is. It's been a while since I had him on. Before his debut, it was against Joe Hardy, but he's now. He's had 3 fights so far, 2 wins with 1 defeat, and he's back out tomorrow night in Swansea, I do believe. And you're fighting Ben Crocker over 4 rounds. And how are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's been a while. It's been what, nearly a year now since you last had me on.
It's always good to have you back on, mate, and I do appreciate your time, especially before your fight.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
And so you had your debut in December, and you took on Joe Hardy, who was 2-3. So not an easy fight on your debut, but you don't want easy fights. And Joe gave you a good fight, and I think 39-38 was fair. But yeah, talk us about that fight and how happy you were with an opponent who was coming to win on your debut.
Yeah, I mean, originally he wasn't supposed to be my original opponent. My original opponent got, a journeyman and got knocked out the week before, so therefore we couldn't fight. So Joe Hardy was a last-minute replacement, and there was a bit like, because obviously Joe Hardy comes and brings it, you know what I mean? And obviously, for your debut, you want a journey, you want a journeyman fight, set an example to welcome you to the, professional ranks. And so I took that fight, and it was that fight was basically a scrap, really. Like, performance-wise, it wasn't my best at all. But and obviously it was at like 2 weights above mine as well. But it was a cracking fight. I mean, I was caught literally the first 30 seconds within that fight.
So was it a bad cut, and where was the cut about?
The cut, it was clash of heads. It was by accident, of course, and it was a clash of heads just above my head there, and then like blood was just pissing out all over my face. But like, I'm no stranger to that. Neither. Like, if anyone's seen me in person, they know I've got like scars and everything across my eyes, face, forehead, whatever. So I'm no stranger to that. So it kind of felt normal, if anything. But yeah, it did. Like, the first round, like, I remember like it's coming into my eyes, and and I was thinking like, oh, please don't stop the fight. Not on my debut as well. Like, I was thinking, oh, please don't. But then the ref came like after the first round. It was like, no, you're good. I was like, yeah, sad.
And how confident were you, as it was a close fight? How confident were you that you were going to get the nod?
I was very confident. I was very confident that going into it. I think personally, I messed up. Like, performance-wise, it wasn't my best whatsoever, and I messed up some of my work because I think the cut had a part of that as well, because that kind of edged Joe Hardy on a bit more in the first round. When he saw me cut, that must have,
When
like,
you see blood, you go for the kill.
yeah, like that must. And don't forget, I'm the one who was bleeding as well, like badly as well, and so that must have like edged
But
him
he
on.
thought he had you hurt.
Yeah.
No, even if it was a head clash, but when you see blood, like it does that, it does give you motivation to go.
Yeah, it
and
does. It does.
make it
And
worse.
I tell you what it did for me. It made me rush my work, because I thought, in the back of my head, I thought, oh fuck, they're gonna stop the fight now, not on my debut. So I'm rushing. I'm like,
Were you worried a little bit?
I was, yeah, because I was trying to close the gap in quickly, because I'm a pressure fighter at the end of the day. So I was trying to close the gap in, and I was just like messing up my work. I was smothering my work. You know what I mean? So I like, it wasn't really clean. It was a bit sluggish. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking, oh fuck, you know what I mean? So that kind of played a part in it, why the fight was kind of close. But when I start to get in a bit control a bit more, even like, I know Joe Hardy's a lot bigger than me, but I mean, physically I was more the imposing guy once I started settled in a bit more. And then you know, the rest is obviously history.
Yeah. And since that, Joe Hardy put William Crawler on the floor. So I mean, see,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I think he caught me with like two two good shots. I like
He's
to
a
think
good
I got
fighter, Joe.
yeah. I like to think I got a good chin, but he caught me with some good shots. Like he's got a good uppercut and stuff like that. So yeah, that fight for me was a really good fight for first one because a lot of lads don't want that sort of fight.
Mm.
They want that fight like 6 fights in, 8 fights in, like sort of thing. You know when to test
No
themselves.
one takes that on his no rarely. I mean, people do start taking him on his debut now because his record's 10 2 wins, 14, 15 defeats, but it doesn't reflect how good he is. And you took him when he was 2-3, but he's still every fight he comes to have a go, and he's a good fighter, Joe is, and not many people would look at a 2-3 person and say, oh, I'll have this one. But with you, mate, straight into a wall. And it proves in your second fight you entered a tournament, and many people wait, such as like some people go 12-0, 10-0 before having their first like
Yes.
50-50 against
Yeah, yeah.
another unbeaten person, if you know what I mean. And you entered the top boxer competition with quite a few other unbeaten lads. And even though we didn't pay off for you on the night, you still had a good battle with Brett Egan.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like that's my mentality all the way through. I've stated that before I turned pro. I stated that when I was in the amateurs. I've been doing this for years anyway. You know, my nickname is the Pitbull, and you know, I wouldn't live up to that nickname if I didn't have that kind of same
Because it
persona, that attitude.
describes you, because you got that dog in you and you
Yeah,
just
and
keep
look,
marching forward no matter what.
I've said this in an interview a few times. Like, of course, I care about the record. Of course, I don't want to lose. Who the fuck wants to lose? I don't want to lose. No one wants the other guy. I don't want to lose, but I'm a fighter at the end of the day, so I'm going to take this road a little bit different. I don't care about the record. I'm coming to fight, right? If you're
And at
good,
the
you're
end
gonna
of the
be.
day,
But if you're
if you
not,
lose to the better man, you lose to the better man, and you
yeah,
just keep
exactly.
going.
And that's how I see it. So, and I think for me, I will be a really good. I will be that fighter who, you know, will give anyone troubles, anyone problems, and you know, I'll be that fighter like in the halfway point where I give, you know, if you want to step up, go through me or something like that. And I know it's very early in the career, and obviously that top boxer tournament. In hindsight, now when I look at it, if I was trying to build up my record properly, I shouldn't have took it. But obviously, you
It
know,
was
my
such a big
only
opportunity, and you just
yeah, yeah, and you know the way I saw it is just if I won 3 fights in one night, I'd be 4-0 within the space of 3 months turning pro. And I thought, oh, yeah, go on then. And I don't mind getting into fights and stuff like that.
and you proved that against Brett. Even I don't know how one judge had it 30-27. I don't know what he was watching, because it was
Yeah,
a
because you
29-28 either way.
watched it that night. I remember because you tagged me in it, didn't you?
Yeah,
I mean, Brett Egan is a nice lad. I got him on social media.
he's
You know,
good, isn't he?
yeah, it's a very lovely lad. Like, obviously, we're fighters at the end of the day, so I would love to have a rematch with him. But hopefully, like,
Over 6.
yeah, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, or something like that. Because those three, just that's the thing. It was 3 round fights, and it felt like I was back in the amateurs. Now, my style, I start. I don't care. Like anyone can like look at this and go, "All right, like it's a bit of information about me." But at the end of the day, I start off slow. I'm a come forward pressure fighter, so I get better as the rounds go on.
Were
That's
you
always.
upset that you took your first defeat, and was it hard to take?
Oh yeah, I hated it. It was it was shit. I hated it because it was just like there was a lot of build up behind that. There was a lot of you know
Media attention,
there was a lot of build up behind that. There was
hype
a lot
around
of
the tournament, and
yeah, a lot of
the reward.
hype, and I I lost it, and I was just like it was just shit, man. Because like I say, like I don't want to lose, but you know Brett beat me fair and square. I thought I gave him a lot better than what one of those judges gave it.
I thought
But
2 rounds to 1 to Brett would have been fair, not 30-27. That was harsh, but two
yeah,
rounds
yeah.
to one,
Like I
100%.
personally, the way I saw it was, I thought the first round I took, I believe. I can't really remember, but the second round was a bit 50-50, and then the third round it was just all Brett. To
Were
be
you
honest,
tired that round?
no, not really. I was just, I think I got frustrated a little bit. I think because I tell you what it is, because I am like, I like more rounds because it suits my style, and I think going into it, because I knew there was three rounds, I felt like I was back in the amateurs where I have
And
to
you had
rush.
to
I don't
rush
want,
it.
yeah, and I don't want to rush. I like to sit down on my punches. I like to sit there. I like to stay in the pocket.
And that's
I like,
when you get to these 6 rounds, it will suit you more and you'll start to feel a bit calmer when you fight.
yeah, because obviously it's like this, right? It's, I could face a guy and he's quite speedy, quite fast at the start of the rounds, and gradually they start fatiguing or fading, and then that's when I start taking over, and that what really suits me, because, like I say, I'm a slow starter, so it's a feeling out process in the first, maybe the second round, and then obviously going in. And, as going on, I'm upping the pace a bit more. I'm in your face, sticking a jab in your face, trying to weight your body, trying to weight your head,
And then
and that's what suits me.
and then you fought Dale Arrowsmith and you beat him you fought him in March at Newark Showground, and it was another just a war. You just love a tear up, don't you?
I'll be honest with you, yeah. I have no idea what the judges was doing with that scorecard on that on Dale. Like Dale is a nice lad. He's
And he's
very
going for
polite.
his 100th fight next week.
Yeah, yeah, I see it because I've got him on social medias and that, and I wish him well. And that was not, that fight should have been, I don't know, like
3 rounds to
maybe,
1.
yeah, 3 rounds to 1. So what's that? 37-39. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that, because
I thought 3 rounds to you, 1 to Dale, probably, if that.
yeah, and because there's a, if you watch the video or something, I don't know what it was on, but when they announced it, like going off 37-38, I'm like this, like
You
you're
were like,
blind,
what are they doing?
like. But I've said this in the interviews afterwards, like I'm not a judge, so I don't know really, and I have watched the fight back a couple of
Was
times,
it
and it's like,
hard when you think you've done the good work and you think you've won pretty convincingly and then they score it so close? It's like, I mean, would you say it
uh,
doesn't look great on your record because the pointing's so close
yeah,
against the
I
journeyman?
mean, I don't know if it's just my style in general, because my style, right, it makes me look busy and in the action all the time. So they don't know. I don't know, because I'm so close. They don't know if I'm like getting caught, tagged, or whatever.
Yeah, because
Because
you're just in his face the whole time.
yeah, but it's always been my style. It was like that with the scoring though in the amateurs. I remember I won so many fights and lost so many fights on split decisions
Yeah.
in amateurs, because it was, I've always like done it like that. So I don't know if it's hard for them to score it based on that, but a lot of the times I'm not really getting hit. It's just, it can be a bit of a wrestling match really, which felt, with Dale, especially in the third round, maybe the fourth, it did feel like a bit like a wrestling match, really. Because obviously, when you're close, you're trying to fucking like, get angles and work off and stuff like that. But it's just one of those ones. I'm not a judge at the end of the day.
Mm.
Uh, you know, as long as I win, I'm not going to be too disheartened by it. I'm pretty sure as I get on with my career, I want to see better numbers than that, but we never know. But I think a lot of times now, like tomorrow, like I'm taking a 50-50 fight, and obviously,
Get someone who's 10-0.
yeah, someone who's 10-0, and on paper, I'm not supposed to be on his level, like, or whatever. That's on paper. Um, and
But
you know,
his chin hasn't been tested yet.
no, no, no. I'm sure he's a good kid, and I know he was quite good in the amateurs and stuff like that, and whatever. But obviously, from what I get from his record as well, like some of the guys he's fought are like journeyman. Like I'm not a journeyman at the end of the day. I know I might be doing a bit of like journeyman role at the moment because of I'm going through a certain situations and stuff like that. I got offered a fight on 3 days' notice. And obviously, yeah, he wants 4 rounds. I'd be happy to give him 4 rounds. So
Do you
I'm
feel
not.
like because do you feel like you've got to snatch it away from him? Because if it's close, then no offense, they're more likely to give it to the home fighter. So do
Yeah,
you feel
yeah,
in a
I
way
know
you
that.
kind of need to either make it very convincingly or try and force a stoppage on your Ben Crocker?
Yeah, well, look, I know that. I know that. I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I'm not delusional. You know what I mean? I'm going to his hometown, Swansea. I believe that's where he's from. Um, Fighting, you know, if this thing goes the way I do fight anyway, which is, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be a close score. If it goes the distance, it's not going to work in my favor. Obviously, but you never know. You never know with these things. But it might. Towards the later part of the rounds, I might have to show a bit of urgency to try to close in that gap a bit more. I know he's very clean. He's
He
very.
likes trying to box on the outside.
Yeah, he's very clean. I quite like that style, to be fair. Just in general, like I like that style. Um, he's very clean. It's very sharp, very technical as well. It's very composed as well from some of the fights I've seen. So, it's, at the end of the day, it's a fight. It can happen in a fight. I could walk in there, get clipped in the first 10 seconds. It's what happens. I can walk in there, he get clips in the first 10 seconds. See, that sort of mentality that I already have, yeah, but I'm ready to for a fight. It worries some people because they don't want that sort of fight, not yet anyway. But I think personally, though, I think he could do with a. I think he wants a bit of a test as well because he is 10-0,
And it's a good fight for him and yourself.
Yeah, look. Regardless what happens tomorrow, this does not defines. Like if I lose tomorrow, it does not defines my career.
No chance, mate.
Not a chance.
Johnny Nelson lost his first 3 fights, and
It's funny you say that because I was on about that the other day, and they've obviously I haven't fought since March. Going through some personal things, and obviously trying to get back into it now. I know I took the fight on 3 days' notice, but the way I look at it, like I was speaking the other day about Johnny Nelson lost his first 3 fights, and that man became a world champion.
And also, you're just learning on the job as you go along anyway, because it's only your 4th fight as a pro.
Yeah, 4th, and I don't, this. I could go in tomorrow and get spot in the first 10 seconds, and that still don't set my. I know I can box. I know I can fight.
Can you
Stuff
box on
like
the
that.
back foot as well as your come forward style, or do you just don't
Yeah,
want to
but I don't.
box? You just want to just drag it into a wall,
Yeah,
a
to be honest.
bloodbath almost.
To be honest, I can box. I can box, but sometimes I choose not to. Like I get told off quite a lot, in
Just
training.
because you want it to be an entertaining
Yeah,
fight for the
I
crowd.
tell you what it is. It's old habits. Like every fighter's got old habits. You know what I mean? And sometimes I have a tendency of like just enjoying that. Not so much enjoying it, because sometimes I don't enjoy it, but I have that habit of
The crowd. Well, the crowd always
yeah.
like your. The crowd would loves your style because you're just relentless.
And I'll tell you one thing with me as well. Like I know I'm taking this fight on 3 days' notice. I know on paper it doesn't suit me, and I know like other people would say, "Well, that's not a smart move to take in your professional career." But at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. At the end of the day,
And
and
you
I'd
take what
rather be
opportunities get given.
yeah, and I'd rather be. Don't get me wrong. Every boxer when they start, want to be world champion, but
They
I
want to
want to
keep that
be.
O.
Yeah, but I want to be that guy where you hear my name. When you hear my name, you know there's going to be a good fight on. I want to be a crowd pleaser. I want to be where people be like, oh, fuck it, oh, Pitbull's fighting tonight, Connor's fighting tonight. Oh yeah, it's going to be a good fight. You know he brings it. Well, you know at least he brings it. You know what I'm saying? That's how
Mm.
I want to be. And
There's
that's
another lad in London, from London area. He's called Ray Bear. I mean, he's 2-2, but I mean, he's like you, just relentless, comes forward. I mean, that would be, if you ever fought him, I mean, that would be a dogfight.
what weight
That.
is it?
Pardon?
What weight is it?
I think he might be. Wait, you super welter, yeah?
Well, I'm actually a welterweight fighter, but obviously at this one it's super welterweight. But I will
Ah,
compete.
he's middle.
Oh, right, okay.
But
But you
it's,
never know. You never know.
mm.
You never know.
What's the highest you would ever box at?
Probably this the way I'm boxing at tomorrow, which is super welterweight,
Yeah.
I believe. I
Hmm.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he Ben boxes at that weight, super welter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. That probably be the highest because look, I'm not even though I'm game, I'm ready for a fight. I'm not stupid neither. Like there's weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, like I enjoy boxing. You know, boxing has changed my life so much as it is already, and I don't want to die. I don't want to be be in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of want to enjoy my life.
Yeah,
You
so
know what I
you
mean?
so like either if there's an opportunity at welter or super welter, then that's
Oh
like.
yeah, I take it. I take it all day. You know what I mean? Take it to light welterweight. I'd do that as well, but I would need a bit of time to cut that weight.
Hmm. And what can fans expect from you tomorrow night, the people who are going to your fight, just the Welsh crowd, and what's it like just going to fight in a different country?
um, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. People can expect a fight. A guy who will give Ben, a good little test for him. Got no ill feelings. Got nothing against Ben. Obviously, he's a boxer, and obviously just as much as me. So good luck to him, and I wishes both come out well after the fight and well in their careers. So, but you can expect a good fight. Little crowd pleaser, and hopefully it
Fight of
gives
the night, in
Ben.
my opinion, this one.
Yeah, hopefully it gives Ben. Um, that little tester that he needs because I think he's been wanting like a tester for a while, so he'd be
Yeah,
ready.
because
Ben be
he's
fit.
calling for a Welsh title, or Welsh title. He's been saying he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ben be fit because I think originally they wanted 8 rounds, not with me. I don't think with someone else, but I don't know what happened with their team or whatever. But whoever pulled out or whatever, and that's why obviously I'm here as a late minute replacement. And I think he wanted 8 rounds, so he'd be fit. Obviously, he's 10-0, so of course he wants some more rounds.
Mm.
I'm just there basically just to give him the rounds, but also give him a little bit of taster. A little
And
bit
if
of
you see your opening, you would take it.
yeah, of course, because obviously I'm not a journeyman, and like I keep saying, I know I took the fight early, and
Yeah, you're going for the win tomorrow. 100.
yeah, look, I'm too proud, and obviously I'd rather go out on my shield, and like I'm not 100% fit for it because obviously I've not long just been back into it, and obviously 3 days notice. But
Just give it your all. That's all.
yeah, exactly, and that's what they can expect tomorrow. So good luck to Ben, good luck to his team and that. But obviously, you know, hopefully we give the crowd and his fans a good night of boxing, a good fight, and get on with the life
Mhm.
afterwards. Who knows? We could meet each other down the road.
And before I let you go, do you want to thank your manager, sponsors, anybody?
Yeah. I like to thank Carl Greaves, my manager, my boxing manager, and my trainer as well. He's looked out for me. He knows what obviously I've been going through, and thanks to him for getting me this fight and stuff like that. I'll be going down with him tomorrow. I want to thank Wild Earth Campers, my sponsor, Adam. He's been sponsoring me now for over a year. I appreciate it. And also Halo Recruit, Stephanie, my other sponsor, I like to thank them as well. And, thank you for everyone for being patient, waiting for me to get back out there. And obviously, hopefully we can, bring some big nights of boxing and good fights as well, with some 50-50 fights back to Newark where I live, and or Nottingham around that area, and give my fans the fights they need.
And from me, thank you for your time, and good luck with the fight tomorrow night.
No, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. Bye.